friends. Regina Sanchez here, your health wellness organizational coach, believing in you. It's another day and it's time to make some lemonade from our lemons, and specifically on building our immune system. Today, what I want to talk about is supplements. If you've watched my prior videos, the prior 5 videos, it was in reference to like some lifestyle type of changes that were important to the state of health that we choose to be in. Things like being hydrated and managing stress and eating whole real foods, things of that nature. I think those are always the priority that we should always look at and take. The last thing I want to encourage my clients with is finding a supplement for an issue that they may be dealing with, as opposed to making a lifestyle change that could help bring around health and wellness into their body and into their life. So with that being said, supplements are important though at times, especially if we have a very weak immune system. We are eating properly in the best that we can, but sometimes there are things that happen that weaken our immune system. Like in a prior video when I talked about probiotics, and I discussed how I had developed a rash around, started around my nose, went around my mouth. It was horrible, and it ended up being a gut issue. And for me, who eats probably 90% organic, I don't eat really, for that matter, processed foods. My sugar intake is at a minimal. Every once in a while, I indulge in some sugar, items that I make homemade, but But why was my gut out of balance? Why did I have this rash develop? Because my gut was out of balance. Well, probably at that time it was a very stressful time for me. I was navigating 2 medically challenged parents, working, with them. My sister and I were the, power of attorney medical rep for them. And it had been a tough, at that point, 6 years, very stressful, in and out of the hospital. My mom was medically challenged in many ways. So, there were a lot of ER visits and, things of that nature. And, being self-employed, if I'm in the ER all night, it's going to be hard for me to wake up the next morning and go to work and, and meet with a client. So, there was this level of stress that I had, that I probably didn't manage as well as I could have. So, it just threw my gut out of balance. So, not only did I need to change my diet, I needed to add some supplements to help heal my gut, which I did, and it was successful, and, I'm very grateful for. So what are some of the supplements that are important? It's probably important that everybody takes a good multivitamin, to make sure, that it's, and be very careful about the multivitamin that you take. I am not one to walk into your typical grocery store, your typical pharmacy, and take something off the shelves. I won't do that. So, if I'm going to buy my vitamins, I'm going to go to Whole Foods or a health food store, or get them through a physician that I trust, to get a good, healthy vitamin and supplement. So with that being said, what are some of those supplements that you can take if you feel like you might need to kickstart your, immune system, or to help it along, to build it up? Well, like I said, I think a good multivitamin is always good, to start with. Another one is zinc. It's great for, if you have a weakened immune system, to help build up your immune system. If you find that you are fighting a lot of battles, you may find that you're deficient in zinc. So, it doesn't hurt to go, have blood levels tested to see whether that in fact is true before you buy a supplement that you may not need. Another is selenium. Selenium can be found in our multivitamins, and maybe sometimes it's not enough, but that's another one. Vitamin C. There is so much success, and there has been success for years with vitamin C that traditional medicine just doesn't want to look at. My understanding was that a lot of success in China with the coronavirus happened when they came in with IV vitamin C. I mean, they were, given lots of high levels of vitamin C, tremendous amounts. So, I mean, you could do your research on it and find, information on the success of it. But a good vitamin C, a liposomal vitamin C is great to do. Vitamin D3 is important. Even if you live in Florida, get your vitamin D levels checked. They're finding that when the most of the population is walking around with very low levels of vitamin D, even if you live in the sunshine states. So it's always important to make sure you get your vitamin D levels checked to see if you're deficient. And especially, for us northerners that live in the Northeast or the Northwest or parts of the United States or parts of the world that, deal with, winter weather where, the sun goes down at 3:30 in the afternoon and, doesn't come up till 7 a.m. So there's a smaller window of getting that sunshine. And being that we are a population that's in the house more than we're outside, we're just not getting the vitamin D that we need from the sun directly. Another one is magnesium. I have to say, I started taking magnesium and I have found a tremendous difference in my sleep from just taking this magnesium. I think they're capsules. You don't need to. It doesn't need to be a capsule, but I took this, I bought it in a capsule form because it actually had lavender and lemon balm in the capsule. And so I found that since I have been taking the magnesium with the lemon balm and lavender, that my sleep has really changed dramatically. Vitamin A, now that's a supplement you want to be careful with. You want to make sure that you don't take too much of it. So it's always, best to be guided by a physician with vitamin D and actually get tested to see if you're deficient. Your vitamin B complex are important. I do not methylate my Bs. And I remember years ago going to my naturopath and having a blood work done. And, the blood work came back and she said to me, stop your vitamin Bs. Like my results were like in the thousands, milligrams of vitamin B, like way over the top. And she says, don't even worry about, stop your vitamin B supplements. You're just, peeing it out. Well, little did I know at that time I was not methylating. So my body wasn't absorbing the B. It was truly, it was a waste. It was a waste of money. I was just, my body was just releasing it. I wasn't absorbing vitamin B. So I have to take a methylated B12 and, B complex. And I was able to find out that I needed to do this by having some DNA testing done. The other the other supplement is vitamin E. And there again. So, my recommendation is if you want to start adding these supplements, over and beyond a multivitamin, go to the doctor and ask for some blood work to be done on your vitamins to see what you might be deficient in. I can probably promise you so many people are deficient in the vitamin D levels. So, it's always helpful to know your numbers before you go out, spend your money on supplements, and, take supplements that you might not need. So those are some of my recommendations to help, boost your immune system. By all means, follow the other recommendations. Follow, and watch what you're eating. Hydrate yourself. Try your best to manage stress. And, do those other recommendations. alongside adding some supplements. So I hope this helps. I thank you for listening to me, and I look forward to chatting with you. If you ever have any questions, I'm here. As I said, my 30-minute phone consult has been extended to an unlimited amount of time that you may need to chat with me. So have a great day, and